Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program. I took a couple minutes and I kind of redesigned the space plane that we had in the last video. Unfortunately, you can't remove cockpits and then put new ones on without completely rebuilding whatever you've used the previous cockpit on. And although this particular cockpit is 0.25 tons heavier than the other one, it is slightly more aerodynamic. And it just looks a little better. Plus, if I ever want to do an in-vehicle activity, this cockpit actually has a window. The other one, you're just looking at a steel plate. This might change up how we take off because this landing gear is now closer to the rear. I have also placed mechanical jeb on the bottom of the plane just in case, so we can avoid the issue we had last time where it broke off during pre-flight. And in addition, to correct the issue we had last time with me sucking all the fuel out of both tanks, I did put a TDM9, I believe it is. I always forget the serial number on that thing. TDM9 mechanical decoupler between the two tanks. It is non-fuel transferable, so these two tanks should not interfere with each other. These should not draw from that, and vice versa. It does add a little bit of weight, and it does cause an issue if we decide to eject, because all three of these will eject at the same time, leaving me with just the cockpit, which would probably be good in an emergency situation, but not when I'm trying to fly back to Kerbin and land. I also did a little bit better job at lining up these two thrusters. The only downside is, if you notice, for whatever reason, probably because of the added weight, my delta V has gone down. It has gone down, so there's a possibility that this is now too heavy to do what we did last time. But before we worry about that, we are going to try to take this off, and I am actually going to try to turn it to a north-south vector, and we are also going to attempt to get some kind of closer orbit going, and I think I know how to do that. So without further ado, I will see you out at the runway. Alright, and here we are back out at the runway. Bartlach appears to be our pilot of choice. Now that I look at it, I don't have my ladder on here. I didn't put a ladder on here. That's okay. And we went from a large 16.11 tons to 14.6, which is much nicer, and our delta V has gone up slightly. We are rolling forward, though. That's probably a bad deal. Let's go ahead and brake. Now, as I said, I am going to try to make a left turn. We are going to try to fly up, so without too much more doing, let's see if Bartlach can be our actual true mapper of Kerbin. Okay, she's having a little bit of trouble taking off again. Whoa, a lot of trouble. Poor Bartlach, what has happened to you, my friend? I'm going to restart that flight, and the reason I'm going to restart that flight is because I was adjusting left and right to try to keep myself centered on the runway, and I do realize that from time to time that will cause a three-wheeled plane such as this to flop over on its side, and I think that's what happened. So I believe that was my fault, and I'm going to try to fix that by not doing it again. And I did it again, like right off the bat. Now my whole plane's turning sideways. What the heck's going on? This is not going to end well. Oh, poor Bartlach. Alright. I like Bartlach. I do. I'm going to restart then in flight. And I know that sounds really silly, but Bartlach's kind of cute. And he hasn't even had a chance to get off the runway. He's died twice now. And look at that. He's like, no, not again, please. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to give him a little break, and we are going to end the flight here, and I will see you back in the hangar. Alright, so here we are back inside. I think I know what's happening there, at least a little bit, a little bit. This is too far back for one. Those are aligned properly, but this I think is too far back, so we're going to move this forward just a little bit. Now that will cause it to tilt forward a little bit, but I don't think that'll be too much of a problem unless it causes an issue at liftoff. Secondly, my wings, they flap. My wings should not flap. I had done this on a previous model where I had locked the wings down using space tape, I don't believe I had done that on the previous model, but I am going to do it on this one just in case. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes to keep the wings from not really flapping. I don't mind if they flap a little bit, but that's all it takes to make sure that the wings don't flop down a little bit. I guess for the purpose of drag, because I do get a little bit of drag issues, I could put some tape on the bottom, but actually I'll leave that tape up there because I don't mind a little bit of top drag. Top drag will actually lift us off the ground a little bit more. Now those aren't major changes in my opinion, so this is going to remain the Aero Mapper 1, and I'll see you back out on the runway. And we are back outside. Bartlock is still scared stupid. Poor Bartlock. He's like, why did I get the bad luck? Why did I have to draw the short straw and get out here and be the guy he tortures? Well, that's just the way it works, Bart. Alright, and here we go. We're going to go ahead and try the Aero Mapper 1 again. And see if we can get her off the ground. Alright, she's a little bit more stable going forward. I think I've centered her on the runway pretty well, so she won't flop over. I am going to need a lot more speed than I currently have to tilt back. I may even come off the end of the runway. It has happened in the past. Oh, this is going to be one of those times she is not going to take off, and I think I know why. Before Bartlock dies, we're going to end this flight. We're going to go back to the spaceplane hangar. I know what's going on. With these engines, strangely enough, the way they work, this forward tilt is actually causing us to push ourselves into the ground. It does. It actually pushes us into the ground. The engines don't work the way they should properly work. So I'm going to cheat the system a little bit. I'm going to cheat the collision system. If you've noticed, I've just gently tilted this forward. That will actually put us on a back end angle, which means when we take off or when we hit the thrust, those engines are going to be pushing against the ground just a little bit. Just a little bit. Once again, not changing the name, keeping it the Aero Mapper 1 just in case. And hopefully that won't break Mechanical Jeb. I don't believe it will. But hopefully this will also give us that push thrust from the back that we love so much. And I'll see you back out on the runway. Okay, here we are again. You, me, and Bartlock. Come on, Bart. You are the man. I know you are. I know you can do this. You are a good, strong, brave Kerman. And if not, you're going to be a good, strong, dead Kerman. And that's not a threat. That's just fact, dude. Alright, so that should... Yeah, we do have a slight back angle. That's a good start. I do need to kind of move sideways a little bit. Come on, take off. Take off, please. You can do this. It's not gonna happen again. I don't know what it is about the redesign, but this redesign is not... Oh, I almost had it. Almost had it. Oh no, something. Alright, I'm just gonna go back to the spaceplane hangar on that one. Something right there. If you notice, something was pushing us just bam, bam, bam back into the dirt. It would absolutely not take off. That is so very upsetting. Let me take a look. My center of mass is forward of my center of lift. That might also be an issue. I did move these farther back this time than I did previously. Let's move them forward a little bit. Let us do that. Let us see if we can get... Oh wow, really? Really? You're gonna... Gotta get these even. Okay. Oh. Ah! It does not want to go even. Okay, let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. And that way we can keep our... Wow, that really... those engines really want to be moved forward. Wow. With that, though... That's like... That moves my whole center of mass up. I wonder if I can take these... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. Let's do that. Let's get our center of mass closer to the center of the plane. And then let's get our center of lift closer to our center of mass. How's that? Instead of doing it the other way. Oh, now that's nice. My lift is like right there. Right there. Good sign. Plane's a little front heavy though, it looks like, to the point where it might actually not function properly on 3 wheels. I might actually have to put another 4th wheel and flatten out that other... No, the 4th wheel. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. not going to bother thinking about it, not going to bother thinking about it. This is a very interesting way to do this. This is a big enough change for me now to call this the Aero Mapper 2. And what's going on with my engines? Oh, they're considered two separate engines now because I added them separately. That's okay. Nothing is broken, and nothing is missing. So, we're going to go ahead and take the Aero Mapper 2 out to the runway, and I'll see you there. Okay, here we are back out on the runway. Unfortunately, as much as I did love Bartlok, he seems to have not survived the previous encounter with... Woo! That might actually be a good thing. He did not survive, so we are now with Edmore. Hello, Edmore. Wave to everybody. Edmore's too nervous to wave, so just imagine that he did. And let's see if we can get this going. Oh, little uneven, straighten her out. Straight, whoa, it does not want to straighten out. Ah, Edmore, what are you doing? Wow, okay, we're taking off, at least. I don't want to see where that goes. I don't think you want to see where that goes either, and I can see that Edmore is not thrilled. Okay, so that seemed to work, but for whatever reason I had to make micro adjustments to my angle, and that really killed us there. So let's see if I cannot do that before we get to the end of the runway this time. And let's try again. Yeah, for whatever reason it does not want to do this properly. Let's... oh! Oh my god! Okay, everyone. Class, please raise your hands. Can anyone else see why I have suddenly failed to be able to fly? Anyone? Anyone? That's right. No control surfaces. Oh, we were doing so well, too. Look at that. We were doing so well. I killed Bartlok. Murdered him in cold blood. I was wondering why my weight was so low. Look at this. I rebuilt this entire plane. Rebuild the entire plane, and I forget the one thing that is used to get me off the ground. Control surfaces. Aren't I a wonderful designer? I'm murdering Kerman left and right, and what did they say to me? What the hell is wrong with you? Now let's check our weight distribution. We're still back a little bit from what we were before. But now maybe we can actually take off. Now maybe we have the option of actually getting this rocket plane off the tarmac because the guy behind the stick actually has some level of control over the device he's currently running. And I am testing out my lift versus weight distribution. It looks like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what? Let's put that back. Let us put that back right here. And let's take this and move it. Wow, really? I don't think I want to do it like that. I kind of do, but I don't. That just makes this thing uber long, and that puts everything way too far forward, in my opinion. And that puts it way too low. Come on. There we go. And I seem to have lost... Yes, I did. I screwed it up. So, my first screw up of the day, yay, was attempting to... You know, pilot an aircraft that had no control surfaces, while my second screw up was taking all the parts off and then not being able to put them back properly like a complete jackass. So let us put some space tape back on here to hold my wings in place. Let us also put my... Those are going the wrong way. We will take them off as soon as we're done. Take that off, put it here, then put it there. What the hell? Okay, now it just doesn't want to work properly. What did I do wrong here? Why is this not... I see what I did. I see why it was fighting me. I understand now. Don't worry, everyone. I am a trained professional moron. Whee! Okay. Let's take this space tape off. We are going to have to replace it in its entirety. Go away. Okay. Now let's take the wing off. Like the jackass that we are. And... yeah, I'm going to have to move them slightly forward of where I had them before. That's okay. That's what we wanted anyway, right? We wanted that. Yes, we do. Say it. And then the space tape. We will put the space tape back on because just in case. I don't know. It seemed to work before, but now we have control surfaces. Now we can actually attempt to take off. Now we can actually see if our space plane is capable of getting off the ground. I am absolutely going to call this the Aero Mapper 3 because the 1 and the 2 were just exercises in complete and utter stupidity. So, I will see you back out on the runway with our actual functioning space plane.